Oh.
Sports fans around this big, beautiful blue marble we call Earth in whatever city you may live in. Welcome to the 175th edition of the VWU Sports Podcast. I'm, of course, the owner and founder of the bar, Mr. Jacob B. You can call me Jake the Snake, JB. Doesn't matter what you call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. I am being joined, as always, by my co-host and bar keys, first and foremost, Mr. Brandon C.
Let hell rain right now. Oh boy,
ain't that the effing truth? And we're also being joined by our finance man himself, Mr. C. Carter.
And
let us introduce our bar boys himself. First and foremost, Mr. Matty Dangerously.
I got the violin ready for Gurug and other guys coming out soon.
Oh my
also
God.
joining us from across the pond, the owner and founder of the Worldwide Wrestling Alliance, Mr. AK Worldwide.
He's just gonna have his moment.
I don't need to say any words. I don't need to say any words.
Enough said. And also joining us, Mr. Savage Man himself, Mr. Jamal Bedlam. This is gonna be a great episode. Anyways, we got a lot to talk about on this, the 20th of May, 2025. So let's not waste any time. Let's get the show underway.
Goody!
I was about to say, hold on, gentlemen. First and foremost, hey, look, the rain stopped in my area. That's great.
Oh, good. Hallelujah.
The sun is out. Like Saint just got through beating his wife. So, now, first and foremost, let's go ahead and talk about the news of the day. The NFL players had got the okay to play flag football in the 2028 Olympics.
Sweet.
Yes,
gold medal expectation.
Heavy gold medal expectation there.
Watch us lose to Japan.
If that happens, and watch everybody just say bias, blah 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 blah.
Let's put this
That will be a national embarrassment.
Yeah, we always have a national embarrassment, but there's no need for us to go into that one. Although the national embarrassment will be crying if U.S. doesn't win gold here, but yeah. I think that, gentlemen, first and foremost, I can see the NFL trying to, expand their game. I mean, they already got international markets. They got teams to sign to. So they figure, hey, since the Olympics gonna be in Los Angeles, let's do flag football there. The league is already pretty much turned into a flag football league, even as we speak. So
ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? In other news, in the NFL, teams are in meetings to talk about possible rule changes and new format styles to possibly be implemented for the upcoming season as we speak. One of the big changes. Oh, go ahead.
Which teams are we calling pussy for trying to get rid of the tush push?
Green Bay Packers.
No, that's what I mean. Green Bay.
Yeah,
we've already called them out.
Okay.
Who backs Green Bay pretty much?
Well, not much has been said about the tush push, but another rule that they're trying to help try to implement is possible changes to the onside kick. Believe it or not.
I thought they'd done
that already. Why are they doing things that they probably shouldn't be doing in the first place?
Is NFL being NFL? Changing things that they want.
Also,
we don't like it. Let's change it back.
Well, hold on, gentlemen. But first and foremost, I think another thing you could say is that I think the Lions probably might get their wish when it comes to the playoffs.
I was just about to get to that. Another big one, and this is actually the one that the Lions actually brought to the table, and it's actually up for voting. Is the Lions' proposed idea of restructuring the playoffs work into possible just seedings instead of division winners for the upcoming season.
So that means even if you win your division, though, you could have an away game.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, the
Yes,
seeding
because
stage, yeah.
if the thing goes into effect, instead of just division winners getting where they go in the series, it's going to be based on wins and loss records.
Well, I like that.
Yeah,
I agree.
at least
Sure.
But the deal is, even if you still win your division, you still get through no matter what your record is.
you're going to the playoffs.
Right?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
going to the playoffs. You just
Yeah,
won't
you
be
will
able
go to
to
the
host a playoff
playoffs.
game.
You will go to the playoffs. That's guaranteed. But your win
Sure.
loss record will depend on will point you in what seeds you're going to be planted and once you get to January.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I don't mind it. It'll be 50-50 if it
Here-
goes through.
Here's the thing. Does that guarantee you're gonna win?
No,
Yeah,
And that's a
no.
good point.
no, because we
Because
saw.
let me put it this way. Does suddenly Washington lose against Detroit? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a heavy if because if that rule came into effect last year, Minnesota wouldn't have had to go on the road because they had a 14-2 record heading into the postseason.
But who did they play though? That's the thing. Who did they play?
They would have played at home. They would have had. That's a good question, actually.
If I remember correctly, I think they played the Rams.
Yeah, they played the Rams. They would have played at
And
home.
I'm sorry. After what the Rams went through with that city being burnt, Minnesota was not winning that game.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah,
does not fix your offensive line. You trash.
I totally agree.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
instead of losing on the road in Arizona, they would have lost.
You would have lost home to a team that city is being burnt down.
Yeah,
It
the
doesn't
Rams
change
have
anything.
motivation, and the thing about the Rams which makes them still dangerous is they're young on defense. The thing with the Rams is how long is Stafford going to be elite, if I'm allowed to say it.
That's a good
Because
question.
how many times have we said it? By the time he's undefeated. We've always
Too
said
many
that on
times
the
to count.
podcast.
Yeah. Now,
So pretty
hold on,
much
Jeremy.
it'll be a question if that takes him. But I have another NFC rival I need to get into.
Well,
yeah, here we go.
hold on, Jimmy. As I say, we're about to get to it because I do hear. I'm trying to find it here. What I was looking for. Not school, but we got someone's about to get some serious money coming into their direction.
Yep.
I got it. There we go.
Brock Purdy is getting a massive extension.
Yeah, and
My God.
Hey, look who showed up in the live chat.
Get him in here! Get in here, you fucking coward! Get in here instead of talking in the live chat.
He can attack.
No, Jeffrey. Get your button in here.
Oh, no.
Get in here,
That's
chicken. Get in here.
All right, but
Now, let's
while
go
we
get
wait
back on
for
topic
Albert-
here. Hold on, Jacob, because I know Hit Kid wants to speak of what's going on with the 49ers. Because
I
Brock
absolutely
Purdy-
want to speak on this.
Brock Purdy getting 5 years, $265 million, which is around $53 million per year. Which
It is.
the Brit is not going to like what I'm about to say. It's not that much of an overpay. Not when you got Trevor Lawrence.
So here's the deal. It isn't that much of it. It's still an overpay. I want to be very clear on that. It is still an overpay. It's not much of an overpay, but it is still an overpay. And the thing with Purdy, and this has been brought up by many media analysis, is pretty much Purdy has had an all-star cast around him, just especially on offense. You know, he's had Christian McCaffrey, who can't stay fit. And listen, McCaffrey's one of the best running backs in the game, just can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
He had Deebo Samuel. He's now in Washington. George Kittle, yes, you re-signed him. He's 32. He ain't getting any younger. Trent Williams, one of the all-time best offensive, linemen in football, is 37 this year. How much longer is that going to keep up? Listen, his main target. His main target, Brandon Ayuk. Yes, they've got Jennings, who I thought was really good for him last season. Purcell, it'll be interesting to see what he has with a full season, considering what happened, unfortunately, to him last year. But But Brock Purdy's number one has been Brandon Ayuk,
Yeah.
who's coming off an ACL.
Yeah.
We all know people ain't the same coming off ACLs. That's not being biased. That's fact.
It's
Mhm.
true. ACL
Not to
injuries.
Like, my worst fear was the Niners would have asked Purdy to play out this year, if you get where I'm coming from, and paid for his extension. I'm happy they paid him in a sense, because they just got rid of a ton of their defense. If you remember, they fully, tried to restructure the defense.
Mhm.
Outside of Fred Warner, who they did manage to keep him.
You ask and you shall
There it
receive.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're here, Jeffrey. I'm glad you're here.
Oh Lord.
Boston has a lot of things to answer for. A lot of things to answer for, in fact.
At least you're not a chicken.
At least he's loading in. So.
Yes.
Continue with the NFL.
Yes. Now, I believe, honestly, are the 49ers making a risky deal here?
That's what I was thinking.
It's nowhere. It's about the same as Dak Prescott.
That's true.
And honestly, I would take Brock Purdy over Dak just for the money.
True.
The thing is though, it is risky. So here's the deal: it's risky, but it's not risky because, in a sense, it's risky if he really plays shit. If you get where I'm coming from, because
but they also
look, and here's the truth: they have the easiest schedule in the NFL this year.
That's the reason why
really
it's not as risky as you think it is.
That's why I said what I said. Brock Purdy this year should earn his right with that contract, if you get where I'm coming from. So they have the easiest schedule this year. No, I want to see what their defense looks like, because I don't think it'll be as good as it's been in previous years. And offense-wise, there's question marks, okay? But pretty much with Purdy, for me, I think this is the easiest season you could ever have to make your money, in a sense. Pressure's on him. There's no hiding for him.
Yeah, well, Jacob, I got some good news for you. The Saints are not going to be the only team in cap hell anytime soon, so you can go ahead and make room for them.
Oh, there was something else that popped up that I'm very happy about. I don't know if it was mentioned last week, but I'm going to mention it now. The King got an extension.
Derrick Henry got extended.
Of course.
The AFC North finna get ran over.
Hold on, gentlemen.
I'm sorry. Just to go at Jamal. Just to go at Josh. Josh, you shouldn't run over the AFC North, because look at your competition. You got Cincinnati with no defense. You got Pittsburgh, who the fuck is their quarterback? And the same can be said about Cleveland.
To be fair,
this is 1 year.
It's safe to say Baltimore's going to take the North.
I'm gonna need you to calm down the irony, Bubble, because
all right.
One, we've lost to teams we have no business losing to, much like your Seahawks. Remember the Giants game?
I
have not forgotten.
I still hate the Seahawks. Still hate you.
Okay, but Mr. Jeffrey down here.
Anywho, all I'm getting at is do not underestimate any team in the AFC North, because while the Cleveland Browns might be mid, they also have a tendency to win games they have no business winning.
But this is 1 year, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. This is 1 year, because the AFC North is usually known as one of those closest divisions. This is 1 year where.
Can I jump in on this? Not on this, but I just found some news about this. This is from a couple days ago. I'm going to get back to the Niners on this. I don't know if y'all heard about this, but the Niners are actually going to be selling a chunk of their franchise up for sale, believe it or not.
Yeah, I heard it's going to some family.
Yeah, according to Sportico, they actually are selling a 6% stake in the franchise after reporting a record $8.5 billion valuation. And it's going to the Kosala family. It's going to go to the three families: the Kosala family, the Griffith family, and the Dieter family.
Okay.
Sure. I think that let's go get back on topic. We've ever been on top. It's still in the NFL. But I think Baltimore. Let's be honest ourselves. With Derrick Henry being there for a little bit longer, if Baltimore doesn't win the Super Bowl here, then
Hallelujah
They're
for
gonna
Lamar
roll.
Jackson.
Oh yeah, they're gonna blow everything up.
Do you literally not realize how many teams that applies to? The Bills. If they don't win the Super Bowl, what's the point?
yeah, heads are going to roll.
Half of these teams need to win. We can't just sit here and say Baltimore needs to win.
I mean,
Kansas City.
just to the AFC, just to the AFC
Steelers.
this year, and I really mean this. I really mean this year to the AFC. You just saw the blueprint on how to smash the Chiefs. To the rest of the AFC, pretty much.
Yeah, I think the Bills may have the strongest chance of winning the show.
Please do it.
What
I don't
chance do
trust
the Bills
football.
have?
I don't
They
trust
can't beat
football
Kansas
at
City.
all.
They
They can't beat KC.
6-year deal, Josh.
Unless they get
Allen.
injured.
Huge
What
max money.
happens if they get injured? You ever thought about that?
They can't even beat an injured Kansas City. I'm not convinced they can.
Four
playoff losses.
Wrap up the NFL portion. We do have one more.
Four playoff losses to the same team for 4 years in a row is completely inexcusable.
Can I be blunt? Can I be blunt before Jacob gets onto the last topic for the NFL?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Buffalo Bills, the LA Kings to the Kansas City Chiefs, Edmonton Oilers.
What?
Okay.
What the fuck?
Before we wrap up the NFL, we got one more thing to talk about. Speaking about ownership stakes, we have another former player, believe it or not, is actually joining in on the ownership stake train. As former Raiders legend Charles Woodson is now becoming a
minority owner of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, he's a limited partner.
Limited partner with a 0.1% stake with the Browns.
So basically, he doesn't have any power. He just owner. That's it.
Yeah,
minority owner.
So he's just owner by paper.
Why didn't he go with the Raiders? But then Carter threw a monkey wrench at me. He said, "Well, he still has some issues with Tom Brady." I was like, "What?" And then it hit me like, "Oh, 2002."
Yeah. I don't think anyone's gonna forget the Snow Bowl.
Or
you mean what was it? The Tuck Rule.
Yeah, the
Tuck Rule game.
The Tuck Rule?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Some grudges die hard.
Do you not understand how hated this Patriots franchise has been? This is still one of the most hated teams in the NFL. Yes. That's still a top 3 most hated team in the NFL. It's them. It's them, Dallas, and Kansas City.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a whole lot.
Kansas City now, of course, but Patriots.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, do you not understand how annoying Tom Brady fans were mixed in with Patriots fans for 20 years when they won 6 Super Bowls? Do you not know how bothersome that's been for everyone? The hate.
Would you be in that exact same boat if they wasn't winning chips?
Yes, I would understand it. But that's the thing. Everyone would do the same shit. I get it. But it don't change the fact that motherfuckers is going to hate them. It don't change anything.
It's understandable.
Fair enough.
All right.
There we go.
All right. Now that we got everything out for the NFL, we're going to continue. We'll get some more information next week, hopefully.
Speaking of hate, we're heading into baseball, and there's some hate that's about to come.
Yeah, we got.
There we go.
Baseball. I want baseball as well.
Let's
hit it, Carter.
Let's head off to the.
Baltimore Orioles, you lazy motherfuckers. What are you doing?
Uh-oh.
After all the optimism and all the shit that everyone was talking about, this team is going to be second to the Yankees. Instead, y'all are playing like dog shit. Our management is awful. Our pitching is awful. And I got to sit here and watch as the rest of the teams in the division are playing better than us. Fuck the Orioles.
Especially the Nationals.
Fuck management. All of you can eat a dick. And I gotta sit here hearing shit from a fucking Toronto Maple Leafs fan talking about how the Orioles are bad. No fucking shit, we're bad, motherfucker. Doesn't change the fact that the Maple Leafs fans are out here eating dick after getting blown out by Florida. Suck my dick.
Okay,
Okay, hold on, wait a minute. I'm dropping the hammer.
And we're back.
That's a new one. I like that. Okay, so
Case closed.
But that in.
the new one. Anyways, so before we run down what's going on tonight, we do have to go make a check-in at General Hospital to see what.
Well, hold on, Jacob. Before we go to General Hospital, we need to go to the unemployment office.
Because, somebody got a pink slip? Who got pink slipped?
Oh, Carter, you dropped the hammer, right? Too bad for you. I don't listen to the hammer because Brandon Hyde got fired. Oh, wow. What is that supposed to do? Congratulations, Carter. You have now flipped the switch even harder. Do not hammer me, or I will hammer you.
Don't. Go ahead. Jamal.
Oh, by the way, before we get into today's games, can I have the floor?
Go ahead.
Go.
Hi, New York Mets. How you doing?
There we go.
Oh, shit.
I mean, my God. Yes, we won the Subway Series 2-1, which is always nice. But my God, how's Juan Soto working out for you right now?
Yeah, Yankees fans were booing at him when he stepped into the plate.
It's looking like it's not looking good, ain't it? I mean, he's struggling to run to first base.
Yeah.
To run to second base. He's walking like an old man. I mean, how's that doing for you?
Yeah, I was say because I think the manager of the Mets was saying he gonna have a long talk with him because he just stood up there at the box. He thought that ball was gonna be a home run. Turned out to be a single that came out the green.
And somehow,
it's not looking good for Soto, which is hilarious for me, as you can imagine.
And somehow this Mets team is still at least tied for second best team in baseball, which is hilarious to even say.
Mm-hmm. And yet there's panic within the fan base, which is so beautiful.
Nah.
Even though they are actually a good team, I'm not denying that. Okay.
Right.
Oh, by the way, if you didn't know what the crash out that I just had was all about, Brandon and I got fired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which is funny that Carter. It's funny that Carter decided to bring in the hammer, and all it did was enrage me even more. Congratulations.
I mean, let's be honest. When you're on White Sox levels of record this year, it's bad.
Oh.
No, that's the Colorado Rockies. That's the Colorado
absolutely
Rockies.
Not.
Let's not do that, dumb.
Yeah, that goes,
I'm with Jamal
that
on this one.
goes,
let's not do that.
That goes to the mile high.
Now,
I'm on a record, pretty much.
Okay, hold on, gentlemen.
Even the Colorado Rockies is worse than us. If I was a Colorado Rockies fan, I'd take a brick to my own head.
That's crazy.
Jones is going to be managing the Netherlands in the 2026 World Baseball Classic.
Who?
The Netherlands.
Who's running the ship for the Netherlands?
Yeah.
That's what he's asking.
Andrew Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew Jones. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Jones.
Yeah, we know who Andrew Jones is. Excuse me.
God damn it! Top Gear just went into my head. Hope we can see how they're playing through all the smoke through all the smoke and stuff.
Now, also, Andrew Jones is going to be the hitting coach under the National League manager Chipper Jones for the All-Star Futures game on July the 12th in Atlanta. So, very intriguing.
All right.
I'll take that. Yeah.
The Futures game where we see the bright stars from the minor leagues come up, have a chance to show their talents in front of the nation.
Absolutely.
One would expect that a number 8 prospect would be there for Seattle. Talking about Gerangelo Sinjay.
Mariners are looking good right now. They've been the hot team in the MLB.
Mm-hmm. Now, we do have some good news coming out from the General Hospital.
Somebody's actually got got their checkout notes.
More than that, Walker Buehler is coming back. In fact, he's starting tonight against the New York Mets.
Oh,
Buehler.
Damn it.
Get fucked, Mets. Get fucked. Yeah, I actually don't mind if Boston beat the Mets. I'm being clear on that. I hate them both equally, so I don't care who wins in the series. But right now, I have
Good thing I'm not in Boston when it comes to baseball.
Yeah, right now, pretty much, I have more recency hatred towards the Mets. Fuck the Mets.
Yeah, so as one player has checked out of General Hospital, one player has checked in to General Hospital. Reese Olson is headed to the IL with a finger inflammation.
Ooh, that's not good. That's not good.
I'll tell you.
15-day injured list.
Yeah, I'll tell you what will be big when it's coming, and I know it's soon for us. When Stanton gets back for the Yankees, because my God, Volpe has been fucking tragic.
Well, I do actually have an update on Stanton. This actually just came onto our table just a couple hours ago, believe it or not. This is from Yahoo Sports. Giancarlo Stanton's Yankees return still uncertain, with no set date to begin rehab assignment, believe it or not.
So
that's fine.
his return is still up in the air.
But as long as he's back for, let's say, August, playoff time.
Yeah.
Getting Nemo's clutch playoff back for you is huge for the Yankees. Don't rush him.
I got some bad news for anyone who saw the Guardians' top prospect, Travis Bazzani. He's going to be out. He's going to be out for 8 to 10 weeks with an oblique strain on his right side.
Ouch, that hurts. That hurt.
Yeah.
So he's going to be out. So he's going to be out for about 8 to 10 weeks.
But I do have some good news for a certain Hoosier and his Cubbies. We do have a call up. Believe it or not, as Max. They're calling up the top prospect. Ian
Happ.
What
is
Ian Happ?
Yeah, but first and foremost, I'm not sure that's what Jacob was talking about. But the Cubs have activated Golden Glove left fielder Ian Happ from the injured list ahead of Tuesday's game against the Marlins. Wow.
They're also calling up top prospect Matt Shaw as well from their AAA affiliate as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Here we go.
Yeah, they also.
Here we go.
Yep. They've also.
Popcorn ready.
Yeah, hold on, gentlemen. They've also sent their rookie designated hitter, Morris Ballesteros, is going back to AAA Iowa.
Yeah, to the Iowa Cubs.
Oh, yep, the Iowa Cubs.
Yeah, so one's heading up and the other one's heading back down.
Another team. We got another player that's been activated from the IL, and it's a pitcher from Atlanta. Spencer Strider is
and he's pitching tonight against the Nationals.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, heading to the games tonight. First and foremost, we do have a postponement. The Guardians and Twins have been postponed because of inclement weather.
Sorry.
Yep. Damn it, rain.
Yep. And
sorry, boys.
Hold on, Jacob. And that game will be made up on September the 20th.
Damn. Yep. That'll be rescheduled for September. So we do apologize, Twins and Guardians fans. So hopefully it'll be a good makeup in September. Anyways, we do have some good games.
Hold on, Jacob, because usually what happens when you play at Target Field doesn't have a roof. This ain't the Metrodome.
No, this ain't the Metrodome, and anyways, we still got some great action tonight. As we are getting closer to the end of the month of May through our second month as we march to October. So let's run down the schedules tonight. In fact, first pitch coming up for these couple games in just over 10 minutes, starting off at Lone Depot Park. The Marlins and the Cubbies are going to do battle coming up in 11 minutes.
Also coming up later on this evening, Brandon
brought this really good last night.
Yeah, I was about to say, Brandon brought this up coming up later on this evening. Over at Nationals Park, we got the Braves and the Nationals.
Yep, at 6:45. At 6:45. Finishing up the 6:40 games over at PNC Park. The LA De La Cruz and the Cincinnati Reds are making a trip east to Pittsburgh to take on Paul Skeens and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Even though Paul is not on the mound tonight.
Yeah, he's not on the mound, but the Pirates are just flat out trash.
You're not wrong there. You're not wrong there. Anyways, wrapping up the 5:45 games is, as Kid said, the game he's rooting for the Meteor over at Fenway Park as the Red Sox and the Mets will do battle.
The Meteor.
Well, as he said, Walker Buehler is going to be the starting pitcher against.
Yeah, Buehler making his return after being on the injured list due to an injury.
But Clay Holmes is going to be starting for the Mets.
Yes, indeed.
Coming up later on this evening over at George M. Steinbrenner Field, we got the Astros and the Rays.
That is a mouthful. Can we just call it Steinbrenner Field to make it easy for all of us?
That works. Let me also bring this up about what's going on with the Rays, even as we speak. They got to start fixing up Tropicana Field, getting it ready for next year.
I will never understand the stadium situation between the Tampa Bay area and the Rays. Honestly, if they want to have a new stadium, just admit it and stop trying to fix that too.
Jacob, you got to blame Stu Steinberg.
I forgot Stu.
Now, also coming up later on this evening, over at Yankee Stadium, we got the Rangers and the Yankees.
Over in the Bronx, the Bronx Bombers are looking to open up the bay doors as they take on the Rangers. Then later on at the Sky Dome, I'm still dying on that hill. I know it's called the Rogers Center. The Blue Jays are going to go head to head with Matt's Padres. Matt is making a trip north of the border tonight.
Now, meanwhile, over at Wright Field. God, I hate this stadium. We got
guaranteed Ray Field, for the love of God.
No. Just do what I do. Call it Comiskey Park and be done with it. You'll thank me later.
Hey, come on now. I mean, you can't disappoint the sponsors, even though we hate the name. Field.
Yeah.
I mean,
tell that to Crypto.com already.
He's not wrong for hating the name.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, also over at American Family Field, this is worse. We got the Orioles and the Brewers.
Well, that's what we call it Miller Park. It makes more sense.
Well, we got used to it.
Yeah.
Kidding. The sponsors, right?
And speaking of beer, I got to do this. It's in my contract over at Busch Stadium.
I like that name.
This could be an interesting interleague matchup here. It's the Battle of the Centrals as the Tigers make the trip to the Midwest to take on the Cardinals of St. Louis.
I swear, Jacob, if we get slapped with a lawsuit from Anheuser-Busch, your ass is on the line.
Hey, why would they go after us? We're doing a promotion.
This is going to be an interesting one because we got Tarek Skubal, the guy who last year had a triple crown on the pitching stats.
Yeah, the AL triple. Yeah, he basically almost won the AL triple crown on the mound.
Well, he did.
He did. Okay, yeah. The reigning triple crowner. Strikeouts. Yeah, the reigning triple crowner. Going up against Eric Fetty. Going up against Eric Fetty for the Cards. Then
hold on, Jacob. You guys want to see a funeral? Check out Cool Field.
Hey, y'all want to see a dead body, or better yet,
no.
You want to go see it? You want to go see a dumpster get lit?
Oh no!
What do you mean?
The Phillies and the Rockies.
Yeah, the Phillies are about to get their bats.
Wait a minute, hold on. No. Stop.
I know where this is going.
I feel like the Rockies are gonna beat the Phillies.
Really?
Your ass is gonna be buried.
What is it?
I'm dropping the hammer. What are you gonna tell me?
Someone's got notes.
Somebody's been
taking. Wait a minute.
Hey, Jose, care to bet on that?
Here we go. This is what happens.
You want to put something on the line there, buddy?
No, I'm not gonna put anything on the line because if you see how early this is, The Phillies are struggling.
With the record they have,
19 and 20,
Yeah.
18. Well, hey,
I have that.
The Rockies
It's
are
a
18
it's a
and
gut it's a
39.
gut feeling. I feel like this is gonna happen. I swear. I feel like it's gonna
I
happen.
think. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. You know something? Now I ain't gonna say that the Rockies gonna win, but any given game,
Any given weekday. Enough said.
yeah. Now, like
All
I
right.
said, the Rocky chances of winning is pretty much a snowball's chance in hell. So,
If they win, well, congrats to them. They actually are having snow cones down with Satan. Anyways,
and if they lose, Jose has to strip.
Fuck you! I'm not fucking doing
stop.
that.
No, hell no.
Now,
man,
We don't need
coming
that.
up later on this evening.
Hell no.
Hold on. Coming up later on this evening at Oracle Park, we got the Royals and the Giants.
This is a game that might have everybody clamp an eyeball on because both the Giants and the Royals are having a really good start to the season, honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's a very intriguing matchup.
And this game will be on the MLB network, and this is part of the MLB network's doubleheader. So so you got yourself not one but two games to get yourself interested in. One is interleague baseball, and the other is and the other we'll get to in a second. Then we got ourselves an AL West matchup coming up over at Stutter Health Park. I said what I said. It's horrible. As the Angels and the Athletics do battle. Yuck.
Well, let's see. Both of them trying to keep up with Seattle and Houston and Texas.
They're not going to. Honestly, if we could have both of them lose, I'd be happy.
No, there's no such thing.
At the same time.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Nobody wins. Not even the fans. Not even the MLB.
Then the rounding of the festivities in the other half of the MLB Network doubleheader. This is a matchup that could be a possible future look at a possible playoff matchup right here over at Dodger Stadium. The Diamondbacks are making the trip to Cali to take on the reigning champs.
That's going to be interesting.
Hold on, gentlemen. Let me just bring this up because the Dodgers have been slumping a little bit.
They've been hitting a skid mark or two as of late. So this
that's going to happen to all the top teams. To be fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is
it possible? Sorry. Is it possible that you think that the Dodgers are still in a freaking championship hangover?
It's not a big hangover, but it's a mild one.
It's not a big hangover. It's not like the Rangers hangover. That one was embarrassing.
Hey, we're still trying to recuperate from that hangover from last year.
Jimmy, let me just put it this way because every team has to go through this. Every team has to go through a skid in which you just can't win. The question is, what do you do about it? Do you try to overcome it, or do you just
do the best you can? That's about it.
Mm-hmm. Best thing you do, just fight it. The best thing you can do is just turn things around. Last thing you want to do is be like the Colorado Rockies and just go straight to the bottom and not come back up.
True.
Yeah.
True. We'll have to see what happens later on tonight on the MLB Network. But safe to say, outside of a few games, you got yourself a good
selection
lineup for tonight's activities.
Absolutely. And with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and shift focus because there's a lot to talk about in this next sport. So let's get to it.
Everybody, hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, from 16 teams, we are now down to the final four.
Yes.
Jose wants the floor. Go on, Jose. What you got to say?
Well, I'm just gonna beat it on the bush, honestly. All right. Even though the Devils lost, I am bandwagoning for Florida mainly because one of my mother's sisters lives in Florida, and I do check on her from time to time. That's about it, family related. Now,
that's understandable.
Toronto, can we have a chat? Can we have a chat, please? Can we have a chat?
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, hold on, Jimmy. Hold on, Jimmy. Oh, whoa. Hold on. I think that what happened to Toronto is easy and simple. Just another. It's just another case of.
Can I have the floor?
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
That is beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the bad one. Go ahead, Jamal.
ladies and gentlemen, this is the most beautiful use of that song that I've seen on this podcast in a minute.
That is
It's lovely.
Oh my God!
Can I have the floor?
It's lovely. It's lovely to see the Drake of the NHL eat a crow.
Whoa.
Can I have the floor? Can I have the floor?
That's why Hickett had the floor for a bit.
Okay, Hickett, go, Hickett, go. Sorry.
Congratulations, Canada! You at last have your Canada's team. The Canadian version of the Dallas Cowboys, ladies and gentlemen. The
There you go.
Burn.
We
Enough
can't
said.
even deny it. Another
Enough
Game
said.
7. Not only not a no-show, a blowout.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
wait,
The best part is the ghost of Boston still haunts them because Brad Marchand decides to light him up.
Hold on, Carter.
Yeah.
Hold on, Carter. I think I know what Toronto Maple Leaf spirit animal is. James Harden.
He's not wrong.
Okay. Now here's the thing about what happened with Toronto. 6-1 was the final score.
Jeez.
It was an ass whooping. It was an ass whooping. Let's just not deny it. It was an ass whooping.
Yeah, and I think here's the thing, because you have to wonder, Toronto, did you miss the bus? Did you miss the train?
I think Toronto just simply ceased to exist.
I wouldn't go that far, Jose, but you have to question, because this happens almost every freaking year.
It's an annual, like Hickett said, death, taxes, and Toronto losing in Game 7s.
Yeah, that brings me to the history fact right there about that one, since Jacob said it. That is their, a little quickly, so I let Carter continue.
Yeah,
history fact. Here it is. This is their 7th consecutive Game 7 loss for the Toronto Maple Leafs since 2000. Since 2012. There you go.
Yeah.
It's past 2 decades and they still haven't passed a Game 7.
Yeah.
No.
Hold on, Jim. I'm gonna mute myself for a moment because I forgot to get Toronto's Uber. So y'all carry on.
Go get it. But yeah, and you know what's even funnier?
What is?
Our Canadian friend Hako, great, awesome dude. He has a friend who, believe it or not, is a Toronto Maple Leaf.
He's a Maple Leaf
well recognized. Yeah,
hold on.
He's actually well recognized. You might know him as Steve Dangle, and believe it or not, he just did a video. He just did a video after the Leafs lost in his Leafs fan room, and he actually said a comment to all of you who this is for all the fans who just had to come here every year when the Leafs get eliminated, and it's an annual event.
7 consecutive Game 7 loss in the playoffs.
God, ladies and gentlemen, we have to say it. Unbelievably embarrassing for the Toronto Maple Leafs again.
Exactly.
They need to blow it up. That is a franchise where you need to blow it up.
Yeah,
absolutely. Also,
look, I hate to say it, but the core four is turning rotten. Management is beyond rotten. Okay, it's all the way up to the owner, man. It's rotten. Y'all need to y'all need to hit the nuke button and start over. Like the tree said in his Congrats Leafs video. Y'all need to raise this stadium to the ground, burn the ashes, and piss on the earth and start over again. Okay.
If anything, honestly, I don't know if it's possible to say this, but are they frauds? That's a dumb question. I know the answer is yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
It's a very dumb question.
They are grade A prime rib frauds.
Yeah. Well, let's just nip this in the bud because we still got a whole lot more teams to get through.
That's true. We're down to the final four.
Let's get Toronto.
Yeah, play that fucking Uber.
Like I said, death taxes and you losing in Game 7. Do us all a favor. Get the fuck out of here.
Play the Uber.
Uber outside. Something Leafs in Game 7. I mean, the jokes write themselves. They were safe from Boston, but they still weren't safe from Brad Marchand. The guy that threw his jersey put more effort in than the team did.
Damn! They got it. Holy
sad.
It's correct.
All right, now then.
Let's get
hold on, Jacob. Hold on. There's a reason how come Zach has entered the witness protection program.
Where is he? He's gone hiding today.
Let's just say Hurricane. Let's just say.
Let me have this.
Oh,
Since the Washington Nationals get to have fun at the Orioles' expense, I get to have fun at the Capitals' expense. You sold your soul for that record. Congratulations. Now here's your hurricane to bend you over. Play that Uber.
Play it.
All right, hold on. Here we go.
Hey, Washington. You Uber outside. Now, y'all didn't seriously think you'd get the record and a cup, did you? This what happens when you give up 100 shot attempts a game. Damn, the whole city sacrificed themselves for Jaden Daniels. That's wild.
Oh, Jaden Daniels.
You're not wrong.
He's not wrong. Anyway,
hold on. He's not the only person on this podcast in pain. Hello, Jacob.
Uh-oh.
You know, Jacob, I have never seen a Jet look this down bad since 9/11.
Whoa! Technical difficulty.
Oh my god! Whoa!
That.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
On the air, Venom.
Okay.
Keep the show clean.
This is my team.
Hold on. Time out. Let me just mean this up. The President's Trophy curse continues. For
The Canada curse. The Canada curse also continues.
I do want to point this out real quick, is that me and Jacob saw that. We saw the dagger being thrown into the heart of Jets fans at that game. We saw it. Thanks to Hako. Much obliged. It was terrible. And holy shit, a Gurok arrived.
He's ready for the main event soon.
Well, he ain't going to stay too long because he got his own show to do later.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not a show. It's a sports discussion.
We only lost the NFL and MLB, so you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, let me say this now. That game was an emotional roller coaster, okay? Because
it was.
Because yes, we lost and we got booted, but after the game, everybody was upset that we got booted out. But honestly, that was on the back burner because of one player.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, gentlemen, I might be bringing a guest.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Okay.
Hello, victim for later.
All right. Fair enough. As I was saying,
no, there should be a guest There should be a guest backstage. If I don't know.
All right. Fair enough.
Yet.
Fair enough. As I was saying, so
Girl, I saw your name again.
All right.
Oh yeah.
All right.
See that was coming.
Wait.
Oh God.
Shit! Is he actually here?
Hi.
Awesome.
Hello.
Yeah. Who are you? He's right there.
I'm our other guy, but yeah.
So, okay.
Two. So, can you please put the camera on me, please, as a Jets fan?
There it is! It's the honor, boy! The Pro Wrestling Honor. Hot 2-3-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to us, it is our Canadian friend Canadian friend from the province of Alberta. He is the owner and founder of Dream Pro Wrestling, and he is a
Wait a second. I think I know what he's doing.
Is he gonna get his Edmonton Oilers shirt?
I know. He's getting his Oilers colors.
You might want to hurry up. You might want to hurry up and get
your founder of Dream Pro Wrestling, and he is a diehard Oilers fan, hailing from the province of Alberta. Please welcome Mr. Hako 231.
There we go.
Now, Jacob, get your
Canadians. Get your Jet sympathy story out the way because we need to talk to Canada's true team.
Wow. Murder.
Go ahead, Jacob.
As I was saying, to Mark Shifley, dude, you got yourself some heart to play that game after your father's passing, and all of us here have the utmost respect for you to do that, and we saw all the emotion pour out of you after what happened when the game was over, and we have nothing but respect for you, and we send our condolences to you and your family. This Uber's gonna hurt, but don't worry, there's no salt or anything in there. We made sure to clean it out for you, okay?
April Fools, there is.
Oh, jeez.
Play it.
Winnipeg. You Uber outside. The President's Trophy curse and the Canada curse? I'm just surprised they made it this far. They call him Helly because every year in the playoffs, he makes you say, what the helly? Dog, imagine if all 4 division champs fold this round.
All fold!
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
all right.
Well. Turn it to the Oilers fan. Let
There
him
you go, Haka.
ejaculate with joy.
Go on. Drag over your win over Vegas.
Yeah, the floor is yours.
I mean, we stumped the Kings.
Yes, you did.
Then we beat Vegas.
Yes, you did.
And now we got the Stars tomorrow.
Yes, you do.
You do.
And if we beat the Stars, we're back in the finals.
Yes, you'll be making back-to-back conference finals. I don't know when the last time the Oilers did that, but it's going to be interesting.
During the days of Wayne Gretzky.
And,
right.
But
Classic.
it is a tale of 2 cups, because if Edmonton makes it to the finals, which we will,
Yes.
we have on the other side of the bracket, we have the Florida Panthers, which beat us.
And you have the Carolina Hurricanes,
who beat us in 06. It is funny. It is funny because both of those teams had never won a Stanley Cup before, but have Stanley Cups by beating the Oilers.
Interesting.
So,
Revenge.
It is going to be a story of revenge either way.
Well,
if you get past Dallas,
if we get past Dallas, that's the
Dallas, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna put this out there. Dallas, their defense, tough as fuck. That's without a shadow of a doubt. They're tough, especially their goalie.
And also, gentlemen, I was gonna say the last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup was Montreal back in 1993.
Man,
wow,
thanks for the history fact, Carter.
And leave it to the Oilers to be a team that has to try for Canada a second year in a row.
Oilers again.
Well, because we can't ever expect the Toronto Maple Leafs after that fucking collapse of a shit.
No, that was
you get beat. You get beat.
Hold on for a second.
I agree with the Hooser.
Hold on. No, let the Canadian cook. Let the Canadian cook.
Yes, put him on the stove.
You battle back to force a Game 7, and you absolutely showed 6-1 in your own building, to the point that people are throwing shit on the ice during play.
Damn.
And walking out before the game is even over. You guys are a disgrace. I don't know how you don't it's the freaking meme from this is what I have in my mind. The freaking wonderful world gumball meme. Well, I think all of us know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end. I don't know how you don't. I don't know how the Toronto coach didn't walk into that fucking locker room.
My question is,
after
how does he live with himself after that?
I don't know how he didn't walk into that locker room and go, look to your left, look to right, or look to your left, look to your right. Statistically, one of you ain't going to be on this team next year. I don't know how you don't just fucking scorch earth everything after that.
Well, hold on, Jimmy. Let me jump back in because Brendan Shanahan, yeah, you probably need to get ready, head on back to the drawing board, buddy.
You have to get that. You have to get that.
What drawing board?
Do us a favor, by the way, for Hako to smile. Vegas is Uber.
Give me a sec.
Hey, Vegas. You Uber outside? Scoring for your Golden Knights. Absolutely nobody. For real, though, they do know the playoffs is more than one round, right? Well, have fun with Geno Smith and the Raiders, boys.
Oh, Geno Smith and the Raiders!
Exactly. That's a good one. That's a good one. But that's a good one, actually. I like that one.
What is it good for? Not Vegas.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, no. I believe it kicks off tonight, doesn't it, in the hockey? If I'm right.
Yes, we do.
I'm pretty sure in 4 minutes.
It is literally. It is game 1 of Carolina and Florida, and let me look.
Starts at 8. No, it kicks off at 7. It actually kicks off at 8.
We got game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final between the Panthers and the Hurricanes over in.
Take it away, Jacob.
Yeah. It.
Panthers in 5. I'm calling it. Panthers in 5.
Whoa!
Hold on. Time to be a
troll. What the Lakers did.
Time to be a troll.
Here we go.
Now you want to bet against the Hurricanes. Now you want to. That's convenient.
Yeah, because at this point, this is where they choke.
Hurricanes haters
This is where they choke. This is where they choke, Bedlam.
Well,
this is where they choke.
I will go Hurricanes in 6. That's my opinion.
I say we go 7. These two teams are gonna go into a heavyweight collision, and we're gonna go 7 between these two. And, who's gonna go?
Okay, so we. So just to write it down.
I'm gonna say 7, and I say Carolina is gonna upset the champs, and we're gonna see Carolina back in the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time since 2006.
If we get a Carolina, if we get a Hurricanes and Oilers, I might just tune in just for the chaos.
All right, so let's just go group predictions round. So far I've got 3. Next up, Gurak prediction. We'll do this for both.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go bold and say reverse sweep somehow.
So what's that?
Reverse sweep. I don't know which game.
Which team?
What do you think it's?
Team and what game they're going to win?
I'm gonna pick the Kings.
Oh, he's going with Carolina in 7.
All right. Let's go, Matt.
I would say Panthers in 7.
Panthers in 7. Interesting.
You know what? Let's be nasty. Canes in 6.
Ooh,
Canes. I don't mind either. Yep.
All right.
Carter, then Hako, then Brandon.
I think that it's gonna be a very interesting. It's gonna be a very interesting final between these two teams. I mean, and I know Carolina probably looking for a little bit of revenge, considering that Florida swept them out the door I think it was a couple years ago in the Eastern Conference Final.
I think so.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they swept them. They swept them a few years in
It
the
was
East.
last season specifically. It was last season. They beat the
Yeah,
shit
Yeah,
out of
I
them.
don't think it was last season.
Yeah, it was.
No, it
Yeah,
was.
it
They
was.
swept them last season. They did sweep them last
Yeah,
season.
so it's a
We beat the
rematch from
shit out
last
of
year,
them.
actually. So it's a rematch.
I think that
Go-
it's,
go,
it's gonna
Carter.
be, I think it's gonna. I think the Panthers.
Yeah, it was.
Panthers gonna make a fight. I think the Panthers gonna make it a fight, but I think the Hurricanes. This has to be a do or die situation for the Hurricanes because if they don't get to the Stanley Cup final this year, I think while Brendan Moore probably might be getting ready to sit in that hot seat for a little while longer. I think the Hurricanes gonna win in 7.
Ooh.
Oh,
Right,
he's going
kids,
7 as well.
Hako?
So it was the 2023 playoffs in the
Oh,
Eastern
it was
Conference Final.
Okay.
That's where Vegas got their first Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then.
That's right.
What's your prediction, my man?
My prediction is, honestly, don't give a fuck. Either team. I don't care. I don't care.
Fair way to
This
say.
is
All
the
right,
only
Brandon.
team I give a shit about right now.
Yeah,
That's
that's fair and understandable.
Yeah, I think he just ran on survival.
Out there. I don't know why, but I'm saying Panthers in 6.
Ooh, all right.
A lot of
We have
people-
our pool. Now let's.
That's a pool right there for Panthers in 6 at the end from Brandon. So pretty much West, Dallas versus Edmonton. I'll start on this one. Oilers in 6.
Ooh, I like that actually. That's a good one. I'll take that bet. But I'm going to bump it up to 7. Some tells me Dallas is up. Dallas has got some more grit. He's got the same amount of grit Edmonton has, and they're gonna. And just like Carolina and Florida, this is going to be a 7-game series.
Yeah,
You know what?
let's
You know what? I
speed
agree.
it up a little.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Because it's the thing.
We'll speed it up.
Because Dallas's defense tough as hell, especially with Jake Ottinger, the goalie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's just be honest there. All right.
Yeah.
Have you seen him play against Winnipeg?
Mm-hmm.
He's absolutely bonkers. That's an obvious. He's bonkers.
But you're still taking the Oilers.
Yes, I'm taking the Oilers in 7.
All right.
Okay.
It's gonna be. I want blood. I want sweat, and I want tears.
Because
That's what I want.
what you wish for.
Brandon?
Exactly.
Oh boy.
Quickly.
Between Dallas and Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
Screw it. Edmonton 6.
Oilers in
Really?
6.
Really?
Carter?
You know what?
The only factor on this one is playoff experience.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Edmonton mainly because I want to see a Canadian team win the Stanley Cup for the first time since 1993.
How many
What's
games?
the curse end?
I say Oilers in 7.
Okay.
Ooh.
Matt, then Gurak, then Jamal to finish. Matt?
Either Oilers in 6 and Oilers in 7. I'm going to say Oilers in 6.
Okay. Gurak?
I'm gonna say Oilers in 5.
Ooh, 5.
Whoa!
Okay.
That's a bold. That's bold.
He's going with the gentleman's suite.
Wait a minute.
I want
to know why Matt says that. I want to know why he thinks Oilers are going to win in 5. I want to know why.
No, I said 6.
No.
Oh, you said
Matt
said
said
6.
Gentleman's sweep. Gurak is going with the gentleman's
Gurak
sweep.
with the gentleman's sweep. That's the boldest one.
Okay, I really
Jamal?
want to know why, girl.
Oh, okay. Jose wants to know why. Here we go.
Well, I ain't trying to make this take long, so give me the Oilers.
Yeah,
in
we're not
7.
making them.
Yeah.
Oilers in 7.
Now for the-
There it is. So we're all picking the Oilers.
Yeah, everybody.
You got a lot of pressure, Hako. Feels
Everybody
proud.
sided with Edmonton. I like that. I
Sorry.
like that.
Sorry, Lobo.
We can move. We can go to our next subject when ready.
All right, then, because we're going to go ahead and...
It's time to kick some balls around because we're heading to
You're
soccer.
not wrong there.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, here we go, Gurak. This topic. Oh, you still have that clip for us?
Hold on, Gary. I beg you. please do not be here all night.
I will.
Okay.
I will not because I need to go do my thing in a
You
couple
still
of
have that
minutes.
clipboard?
But basically,
Yeah. So
You're not running before you get cooked.
I
you
can't.
not.
I can't stay that long. I have to, but I will
he
keep
has
this.
he has his own obligations as well. Don't forget.
I'm sorry, dude, but I will keep this very short. So over the weekend we had a couple of cup droughts finally lifted. First of all, Bologna
Yes.
won the Coppa Italia for the first time in 51 years. So
Damn, 51 years.
and Crystal
Over 5
Palace.
decades. Congratulations.
Crystal Palace, thank
Yeah.
you for humiliating Man City and making them trophyless for the first time since Pep's first season, and winning the FA Cup, their first major trophy ever.
In their yeah, in their entire program history. We're talking about over a century since they first founded 113 years ago.
162 years, I think.
They said 160. They said 164 years.
Yeah, so
existence.
so we're talking about the 1800s. Okay,
1861.
Yeah, 1861 is when they started. So yeah, over 150 years
who's
of
the
playing
ancient
English
bitch now?
football, and they finally got a piece of silverware to add to their case.
No, there are more cup. No, I'm going to keep this quick because I just quickly want the floor here. There are more cup finals upcoming. Obviously, there's the Champions League next Saturday between PSG and Inter Milan. Next Wednesday, it is Chelsea versus Real Betis in the Conference League. And tomorrow, it is Man United versus Tottenham in the Europa League, which is going to cause me a lot of stress.
Yes.
Oh boy, don't lose to the Colts of Tottenham.
Yes.
You better not hide if you fucking lose to Betis. That's all I'm going to say.
We'll see what happens.
Now then, let's run. Now then, we are just about finished up. Now then, heading on back to England, we're just about finished up with the Premier League, and safe to say, the battle to see who's going to be playing in Europe is still mucky as ever.
Oh god, this is gut.
There is one that has been decided. Arsenal.
Oh, yep, they're already in.
Have their ass kicked for the next. They get to have their ass kicked in the Champions League yet again.
Hey, congratulations, Arsenal! You got your Champions League qualification trophy. That's not really
they got
a trophy.
their stamp punch.
Next.
They got their stamps in for.
They're
for
taking way
Champions
to the
League.
next year's Champions League.
But safe to say for Europe, that's a different story between 3, 4, and 5. It is basically at each other's throats. Okay, but that's we'll get to that. We'll get to that whenever we have time. So let's run down what happened over the second to last week of the Premier League. So let's run down the scores, shall we? Anyways, starting off, Aston Villa shut down the Spurs and Tottenham. 2-0 was the final. The Chelsea took care of Man United. 1-0 was the final.
Still alive, baby.
Well, those two. Well, again, like Hickett said, Spurs and United, they have a cup final tomorrow. So
All
they were
comes
pretty
down
much
to this weekend. All comes down to
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
They were throwing this weekend away.
Everton FC took care of the Saints of Southampton 2-0.
In the final match at Goodison Park for the men.
For the men. The women actually will be playing at Goodison Park, while the men will be moving to their brand new stadium.
It is now called Hill Dickinson Stadium at Bramley-Moore Dock.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
What a fucking mouthful! Sounds like
Stadium. I'm just saying where it is.
We'll call it Bramley-Moore Dock. to shorten it down. Anyways, Nottingham Forest went to West Ham and ate their dinner. 2-1 was the final. Leicester City shut down Ipswich Town. 2-0 was the final.
Yep. Jamie Vardy got his 200th goal. It is 500th and final appearance for the club.
Good
And
for
that,
him.
which is a glorious send off to him.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Fulham FC went to AC Brentworth and had some of their and took some of their honey with them. 3-2 was the final. Arsenal held down the fort as they took care of Newcastle United. 1-0 was the final. This hurt for a little bit because Brighton and Hove took care of Liverpool at Anfield. Not actually at Anfield, but at home.
It was at the Amex.
It was in Brighton, yeah.
Yeah, I corrected myself. Thank you.
You're good.
Man City took care of the Cherries of AC Bournemouth, had themselves a cherry pie. 3-1 was the final.
Kevin De Bruyne's final appearance at the Etihad. It was great.
Yep.
Wish he had gotten the goal, but what can you do?
Yeah. And then rounding out the festivities, Crystal Palace took care of the Wolves. 4-2 was the final. So no ties for this week. Shockingly, no sister kissing for this week. Now we get to the final week of the Premier League. Yes, week 38.
Okay, I'm just gonna get through the matches that are of least importance first.
Yeah,
so
you go ahead, I'll get the big ones.
So the ones of least importance would be Liverpool versus Crystal Palace, which will have Liverpool lift the trophy
at Anfield
afterwards against them. Then there's Ipswich at Anfield. Then at Portman. Meanwhile, at Portman Road, Ipswich will face off against West Ham.
Yep, the Hammers.
And on the south coast at St. Mary's, Southampton will face Arsenal.
Yep.
Before they go down.
Before they go to Championship League.
Yep.
And Tottenham will be playing host to Brighton at North London. And Wolves will face Brentford at Molineux. And Bournemouth will host Leicester at the Vitality Stadium, which brings us to the four teams vying with the 5 teams vying for the Champions League.
Yes, indeed. Those are the big ones. Those are the least important ones. Now we get to the big ones as we get closer to find out who's going to be going to Europe to fight. Yeesh. Hold on a minute. That's
all of them are already in Europe. They just don't know if they're going to Champions League or not next season.
Yeah.
We're on to our next subject when ready.
Okay. So just
hold on.
Is everything all right?
The most important game this weekend is pretty much Forest Chelsea because that's like a Champions League.
Yeah, Forest and Chelsea.
Because those two, they are pretty much locked into Europe. Winner would pretty much go
to the Champions League.
Well, actually, Chelsea has a better chance of getting in if they win. For Forest, they would need for Newcastle and Villa to drop points. Villa has to go to Old Trafford against Man U. Newcastle are hosting Everton, and Man City are in Craven Cottage against Fulham. And with that, I'm gonna have to bail. So you guys have a good night.
Take care, Guru.
Enjoy Cancun.
And the middle finger right before he left.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic. We're going to go ahead and head on out to meat and potatoes. Brace yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Hit Kit, the floor is yours.
Give me that shit right away.
Just take it first.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
I think I'm about to do Hit Kid a bit of a favor here. I'm about to be the nastiest that I've ever been when it comes to certain teams failing to the standard. Hey, Boston, you get to be first.
Yeah, here we go.
Explain to me. How do you shoot 100 3-pointers and you only make 25 of them in the first 2 games, and you expect to beat the Knicks playing like that? Then you got to play up from a 2-0 deficit. Jason Tatum tears his Achilles and is gone for at least a year, which is tragic in itself. And it's like, now y'all have to fight even harder without Jason Tatum in a battle where you're down 3-1. Congratulations. What are y'all doing? Then you got goofballs like Emmanuel Acho talking about how the Celtics are better without Tatum. And I'm sorry. I don't need Emmanuel Acho talking about how the Celtics are better without Jason Tatum.
Can I cut off for a
Being
second?
stupid. Hold on. I ain't done yet.
Okay, keep going.
How many 3-pointers were made in that entire 6-game series from the Celtics? 227. They only made 97.
Wow.
You want to live by the 3 so hard, then you died by the 3. Because the Knicks out-physicaled you. They out-toughed you. They beat you straight up. You can't call them soft anymore because they ran right over you. And you let them do it. You relied on that 3-pointer too much. And now you're stuck heading to Cancun. That's tough. But you know what I say to that? It ain't tough to be a Celtics fan. Because y'all are eating dirt. Congratulations, New York Knicks. You proved me wrong. Because you showed up, you got physical, you got in their face, and they couldn't handle it. And you know what I got to say to that? Get the Celtics their goddamn Uber. Because I don't need to see any more Boston Celtics
No.
flag.
Before we get to the Uber, I need the floor. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can't let you say
let
the
the Knicks fan talk.
I need the floor.
Let
Here
the
comes
I want to
Knicks
make
fan
it
talk.
very fucking clear right now. This series was over even before Jason Tatum got hurt. There were only 3 minutes left in that game, and they were down 9 in game 4, okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they won game 5. They showed Boston spirit. Game 6 was a murder job. We went into the Garden, dressed to kill, and we wiped them the fuck out. And I think that would have happened with Tatum there as well. Legitimately.
You did exactly what you needed to do. You grabbed a knife and you slit their fucking throats.
You put them out the misery. You shot them through the head. But here's the thing. For Boston, what we have done, and the Eastern Conference should thank us really, is we've accelerated Boston's implosion. They can't keep that roster next season. We all know it. Second apron and all that.
Yeah.
Pretty much we have ended the chat. We have officially ended this great Boston team, which brings me so much satisfaction and joy.
You
and
killed
pretty
the
much, I will
boogeyman.
get into the Eastern Conference final in a few more minutes. But pretty much, for every pundit who said, "Oh, you're going to get swept. Oh, you're going to, lose in 5. You don't stand a chance," and all that. Eat shit. And Boston, you only have yourselves to blame because 20 was your magic number in case of choking. With that, play the fucking Uber.
Hey, Boston. Your Uber outside? See, this is what happens when you pull up to the playoffs thinking it's sweet. Did y'all really think you was going to repeat by missing 43s a game? Man, Tatum ain't ever beaten the overrated allegations.
Whoa. Yeah, allegations. Damn.
Now,
hold on. Before we continue, as cool as that seems, the problem with Tatum is he wasn't playing as he should have been, even before he got hurt. It's kind of fair.
Showed in game 2 and 1. Games 1, 2, and even during game 4. No, game 4 he was going off. Game 4 Tatum was going off.
He wouldn't have had to been in that position if his team and himself weren't slacking in games 1 and 2. We can't get the pick when Tatum is Tatum. If he sucked, he sucked. And he sucked at 2 different points in this series. And it sucks that he got hurt in game 4. when he was at his best. But it is what it is.
Now, heading out west, I'm going to say here now, and I said this last episode is worth repeating. Anthony Edwards is a grown man.
He is.
Yeah.
Legend killer.
Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, all victims to the legend killer.
And now,
a man who is
not only that, and now Steph Curry.
Yep.
And that bitch ass donkey Draymond Green. Oh, trust me, I had smoke for you, buddy. In a second, I have.
Oh yes. Why the fuck did they got him on TNT coverage for the Eastern Conference Finals? I don't want to see his 18 ass on my telly.
I don't want to see Darth Mule sitting here talking about, they only criticize me because I'm an angry black man. We criticize you because you foul a lot. You get away with it, and your teammate is Steph Curry.
If anything, I don't know if this is accurate. He's nothing more than a number 2 to Steph Curry.
He's fine.
Number 3.
He's fine. That's not the problem. His role is good. That's never been the problem. It's him being a jackass.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Let me just make it. We'll make it quick. Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. They pretty much took advantage of the injury to Steph Curry and pretty much took over. This series.
They did what they had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no mercy in the NBA. It's either you put up with what you got or you don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they did exactly what they needed to do. Credit to the Timberwolves. Do me a favor, play Golden State, Zuba.
Hey, Golden State. You Uber outside. And after all that, Jimmy Butler still goes out to one of his former teams. I've never seen a team go from cooked to back to cooked again. The Legion of Old Men and Jonathan Kuminga couldn't get it done, huh?
The Legion of Old Men, damn.
Actually, that is a question. Where the fuck was playoff Jimmy?
Yeah.
He didn't even buy you one game while Steph was hurt. There needs to be some call on Jimmy Butler's ass.
Now,
that was missing.
I was going to say, hold on, Jimmy. Now, heading back east, I'm going to post this here now. Congratulations, Cody. Your team took full advantage of what happened with Cleveland.
Cleveland hit the bed. Cleveland.
No. To be fair, I know people want to say about Cleveland's interest. I can't. Cleveland choked. They choked.
Cleveland
they choked
shit the
at
bed.
least 2 games in this series. Cleveland choked 2 games, and the Pacers handled business. Credit to Indiana. I'm not even taking the piss out of Cody. Cleveland, I'm with Josh. Fully fucking choked.
Cleveland shit the bed. You don't shit the bed against the Pacers and expect to win. I'm sorry.
And well done to the Pacers.
Yeah.
Now, okay, can you do us a favor? Fuck him off.
Hold on, we'll get into that after we're done recapping these games.
I'm sorry for dumping the gun.
Do me a favor. Play the Cleveland choke jobs, Uber.
Hey, Cleveland. You Uber outside. Damn, Donovan Mitchell couldn't hit 1 free throw? Historic regular season, and yet they look like the 4 seed this whole series. So are these boys the new Sixers?
Whoa, yikes. The new Sixers.
Yikes.
Now, hold on, Jimmy.
Not the new Embiid.
Now, hold on, Jimmy. Now, our last team here, and there was a game 7 Sunday, and consider what happened with the
Denver. I need you to look at the camera. Look at the camera.
Give me a second.
Hold on, let you. Oh, okay.
Now, I just want to point this out. I just want to sum up like this. Game 7 Sunday, both games were
disappointed.
I like that clip.
Okay, hold on. Pause. Okay. That actually just unlocked the memory of me because I know it came from a movie, but believe it or not, I've heard that so many times from a Twitch user.
That wasn't from a movie. That was from Hercules, the Legendary Juniors.
Oh, okay.
Now, go.
Yeah, but I heard it so many times from a Twitch user because he uses that for his outro, believe it or not. Proton John.
Denver.
Go ahead, Jamal.
Look at the camera. And by look at the camera, I need you to hear what I'm about to tell you. Stop having Nikola Jokic do everything for you.
Agreed. They need to get him some help.
He cannot solve all your problems. You went out there and you looked like you were going to give the Thunder a fight, but y'all lost. And y'all lost outright in Game 7. Y'all look disappointed. Y'all look a little sloppy. And this is what happens when you fire a coach right before the playoffs. You got along further than expected. I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, this is what happens when you rely on one player to do everything for you.
Yep.
Please kindly get their Ubers ready.
Please do.
Please put them out of misery.
Give me a second. Yeah, so many Ubers is kind of redundant. Okay.
Yeah. As Jamal said. So all that so that MVP talk between you and I know their main player from OKC. I just forgot their name.
That's another.
And here's what happened. You decided to put all that pressure on Jokic, and we all saw what happened. So congrats, Denver. Rocky Mountain High. How about Rocky Mountain Collapse?
Yeah, keep talking because I gotta go get it.
Wait. A team or a team relying on just one player to carry them through games kind of sounds like the Edmonton Oilers for a couple seasons.
You're right. You're right.
Oh, wait. And then it got better. We added a second, and then it got better. We added a second player that those two had to carry an entire team. I'm glad the rest of them decided to actually step the fuck up this year.
It took them a while, but they finally got what they needed.
Exactly. Took them a while, but now they have multiple people that can carry them through a game.
Now let's see if Canada can actually win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, the thing was pretty.
Listen. Yes, we're waiting for a Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup. We haven't had that since 1993, and the Edmonton Oilers have not won a Stanley Cup since 1990. But you're forgetting one very crucial, important detail about the NHL. Even when an American team wins the Stanley Cup, Canada wins the Stanley Cup because 42% of the NHL is made up of Canadian players.
He's not wrong, actually.
There is not one American team that is fully just American players.
He's not wrong. It is mostly Canadian teams and international players with just a little bit of American teams stuck in there as well. He's not wrong. I saw the video, actually.
Yeah, pretty much. We just have to be blunt with this. Denver need to get Jokic some help. They really do. That man is suffering though, trying to be a one-man show.
Okay, let me say this before I play Denver's Uber. Yeah, I got the Uber. Let me apologize because I had to go to Jackson yesterday to see a surgeon, and when I came back home, I was completely exhausted. I forgot to download the Uber, so I do apologize for that. But here is Denver's Uber.
Hey, Denver, you Uber outside? Well, I guess we know who the MVP is now. Took it all the way to Game 7 and folded like laundry straight out the dryer. Y'all know the worst part? Now they gotta go be Rockies fans.
Oh, that's even worse.
Worst thing of all.
Have fun in hell, Denver.
Well, much like
hold on. I'll be fair to them. They at least have the Broncos.
True. At least they have the Broncos.
Yeah, let's check out let's check the C9 at Cancun.
Oh, hi there, 2015 Atlanta Hawks. We are not the 2015 Hawks. You're right. At least they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Ouch. And they were eliminated by arguably the greatest player of all time while he was in his prime. Just give me the key to my room and have room service replenish my liquor fridge every 2 hours. I'll have them do that. Can I get a J.R. Smith special to room 6418? God damn it. Name? Golden? Or State? Or Warriors? Oh yeah, Steph told me you were coming. Steph did? When? Yesterday. Yesterday? We had a game yesterday that he played in! Oh, he checked in at the end of the third quarter. Honestly, I don't blame him. You'll be staying in room 739. I hate you for that. And please just make sure that Draymond... Too late. What do you mean, too late? The second we arrived, he sprinted up to LeBron's room, so... good luck getting a hold of him. Honestly, I'm perfectly fine with that. Just one less headache to deal with, especially while I'm trying to prepare for... What? Welcome to Cancun. But we haven't even played our next... Welcome to Cancun.
And he was on the money on welcoming them to Cancun. He was on the money on welcoming them to Cancun. Let's just be honest.
Yes, he was.
Because they bought the day after.
Now let's get to the business.
Yeah, let's get to the main event.
No, we get to the business.
We have our final four on the hardwood. OKC, Minnesota, New York, and Indiana.
So here's what's cool about this final four.
I was actually going to bring this up. Actually, I think you and I.
Let me take it. So either the Knicks are going to finally win a championship since 1973. Okay.
Yep.
Since before I was alive.
Yeah,
or for the first time ever, for the first time ever, one of these cities is going to be an NBA champion.
Yes. Yeah. Because believe it or not, outside of New York, the other three teams never touched the Larry O'Brien trophy.
Let
me finish, Carter. OKC, it's a technicality because their championship belongs to Seattle.
Yep.
And I don't think Seattle would be a fan of you counting OKC.
That's
right.
why I said.
I think they would jump.
That's why I'm saying that we're going to have either a streak broken or history.
Yeah, that's why we're saying OKC gets their first championship. I never said second because that goes to Seattle, and I don't give a damn what the NBA says. Okay?
No.
Because if we're gonna do that, the Wizards technically have a championship because of the Baltimore Bullets, and we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
And
it kicks off tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are hooping in the next half. In the next hour, we are hooping because tonight, game one of the Western Conference Finals in Oklahoma City. It is the Oklahoma City Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the boys against those Minnesota Timberwolves led by Ant-Man.
Yep.
It's gonna be. Hold on, gentlemen. I think it's gonna be a very interesting series. I mean, the young men go rumble here, both of them.
And speaking of young, believe it or not, history is actually being made at these finals because believe it or not, the conference finals. This is actually the youngest conference finals in NBA history because all four of these teams, their core five are not hitting the age of 30. Believe it or not.
Wow.
That's cool.
Let me also
Okay,
hold on here, kid. Let me just
on,
also point this out. I'm pretty sure both these teams, I hope they can stay up past their bedtime. Now, I think that it's going to be very intriguing. I think it's going to be a very promising series. I expect a knockdown, drag-out fight between these two teams.
Absolutely.
That's what I was going to get into.
You all on the spot. Make your pick.
I'll start now. That's what I'm going to do. I'll go last for the Eastern Conference Finals for obvious reasons. I'll go first for the West.
Let's start off.
I'll go first. This is going 7 games. I think this is going to be a knockout, drag-out brawl. I think this is going to go 7 games. I'm going to shock you all though. I say Ant-Man sends the Oklahoma City Thunder home in Game 7.
I'm thinking about the exact same way.
As maybe one of the new faces in the league, I have Minnesota in 7.
Ant-Man solidifies his legend killer status and brings Minnesota to their very first.
And does it in the ultimate way. So I have
the same time, man.
I have the Timberwolves in 7.
So Hit and Matt agree.
Okay.
Why have you got? Hold on. So me and Matt have both got Timberwolves in 7. Next.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. Round table style. Carter, you're up.
I think that I definitely do see Anthony Edwards carrying the Minnesota Timberwolves on his back with Rudy Gobert by his side. But it's gonna be hard stopping SGA. It's gonna be very tough. I think I see the Thunder winning this in 7.
Ooh.
Jose?
Thunder and 7 from Florida.
Okay. So we're looking at OKC versus Minnesota, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
They're both young. I feel like there's gonna be a bit of inexperience because, again, young core for both of them.
Yep.
Going 7, and I'm leaning towards the Thunder.
Okay.
In what game?
Okay, he's going with Oklahoma City in 7. Okay.
Oh, okay. Just want to be sure.
I'm gonna say Minnesota in 6 because there is some playoff experience on the side of Minnesota. Hence, Rudy Gobert. If you remember,
I was about to say, yep.
Oh yeah, Gobert.
Rudy Gobert.
Gobert does have some playoff experience, and that could be an edge.
Yep.
Jacob. I am at a toss up here. I will say this goes 7 games, but I'm going to go to the coin on this one. Heads OKC, tails Minnesota. OKC at 7.
Okay. All right, time to be a bold bastard. Minnesota in 6.
Ooh.
Minnesota in 6 off Jamal. I don't mind that pick.
Because game 6 could be in Minnesota.
Game 6 will be in Minnesota. And you don't think OKC survived game 6, I presume.
Here's the problem with OKC. Look at how much they struggled with that Denver team. The same Denver team that went you and beat last season.
Oh, and I need to make this clear. You can't have dry spells against what do you call it? Against Minnesota.
You cannot have dry spells against the baby daddy bandits.
I like that actually, but safe to say, a lot of us are going. So we got Jamal and Brandon.
We're gonna split.
We got to split. We got Jamal. We got some 6s and we got some 7s, and we got to split on who's going to go to the dance. So this
should be a great series. Should be a great series.
Now this is where things get ugly.
Hold on, gentlemen.
I'm going second to last.
Yeah,
I'm going second to last.
Real quick before we start making picks. I can imagine this is what's going on in Indiana.
No, Indiana, you are not getting in. Can you guys do something to secure the club, please? What do you think we're doing? Clearly not your best. Oh, hilarious coming from you, Mr. Down 3-1 as of May 13th, 2025. Guys, I'm starting to freak out. Indiana's almost getting the store open. You guys struggling right now or something? Piss all the way off, New York. At least I'm not struggling as much as the 2015 Hawks over there. If I hear that one more time, if I had a nickel for every time Donovan Mitchell was on a team that ended up becoming the 2015 Hawks, I'd have 3 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened 3 times. This is exactly why I didn't get the 1 seed. Oh yeah, because you guys didn't get the 1 seed on purpose. And look where that's gotten both of you. I know a team of elementary schoolers isn't shit-talking me right now. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. They're not that young, dude. Thank you! They're middle schoolers now. I hate you all. Wait. The door. Stop. I think that what was that? I just came in through the side door. New York, you were supposed to be checking on that door! Huh? I think Boston just fell on Tatum. Oh my god, I think I landed on Jason's Achilles. Is it always like this in here? Not necessarily, no. Ooh, and I got a robe.
Don't cry, Cleveland.
That was Cleveland. That was Cleveland.
Yeah,
that was.
So before we continue, we gotta get some shout outs. Go check out Connor's stuff at the Mega Casuals, both on all his social medias, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Go give him some love. Same with Evan over on his stuff, the Voice of Evan on his YouTube and TikTok. They both do some amazing stuff, and they are great.
Mm-hmm. All right, Carter, you're on the spot. Knicks and Pacers.
Let's see. Pick my poison. Because during the '90s, I was a Heat fan, and when they played against New York, a fight literally broke out especially between Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson.
Oh yeah, that one.
And Jeff Van Gundy was down at the bottom, pulling up to the leg. On the other hand, I hate Cody with a passion. I can't stand the Pacers. Pick my poison. Knicks in 5. No, wait a minute. Knicks in 6.
That right.
It's just gonna be Indiana. Yeah,
Jose.
Well. You know, as I'm gonna put this out there, right? Everybody here hates Cody Hagan. Let's be honest. Cody sucks eggs.
Well, all of you hate him. I don't.
I'm all right. I'm okay.
You're most of you're suffering for him.
Although I do want to highlight this shit he just posted.
Aces in 5.
You're entitled to your opinion, Jamal, but that's just me.
Oh my God!
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
Make your prediction. Make your prediction, because me and Hicken are gonna take as long as it is.
Yeah,
then.
we're gonna take.
Okay then. Right. Knicks in 5.
All right, Beast.
Brandon,
your turn.
Just to roast.
Knicks in 5. I'm saying.
Fuck it. I'm going to go with my own brother here. Knicks, 5 games. Get the hell out of here, Indiana.
Matt.
Okay, since also like the Knicks as well, it's too easy for me. Quickly before I go with that, if I know I picked Minnesota to win, but if OKC wins, this also proves the LA Clippers waste all their trade picks because all that build up for OKC really puts something if OKC wins the series. But I still have Minnesota win because I have a fear about the Ant-Man. All right, back to the big topic. It's too easy for me because I like the Knicks as well. So I'm going for the Knicks. But for the games, I know Indiana it could be a sneaky team, but I'm also going to pick the Knicks. I would say, I'm going to go with it. Knicks in 7. There we go.
Really?
Jacob.
Okay.
Okay. I know I have my anger for the Hoosier, but that's just more on a business side because of his shit with the bar. To be honest, he's cool. He's a cool dude. Honestly, he's funny. But I'm going to be professional here. I'm going to go stick to professionalism. This game between the Knicks and Pacers, on paper, is basically a 50-50 shot because both teams are hungry as fuck, and they're both young. I'm talking about young. Okay, like Carter said, I don't know if they're gonna be able to stay up past their bedtime young. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have to see how these two fare out. Is it gonna be a knockdown, drag them out slugfest for 7 games? Maybe, but I don't know for sure. I say 6 games. Could the Knicks take it? Maybe, but I'm gonna have to say it's gonna hurt. But I'm gonna say Tyrese Halliburton is gonna shock the world, and he's gonna have Indiana make them go back to the NBA Finals.
How many games?
6.
Which is going to be Indiana.
Good. Now it's on me.
Here we go.
I'm not going to lie. As petty as I am, I want most of you to suffer. So Indiana in 6.
Great.
Oh, boy.
All right. Yeah, good. You're last.
I'm shaking my head at this delusion. And let me be clear. I think the delusion is the Knicks in 5 pick. I'm sorry. I don't think this is going 5 games. I think this is going 6.
Hey, like I said,
I have the New York Knicks winning the series in 6. And hear me out why though. Hear me out why.
Hey, kid. Before you get your reason, I'm saying this. If the Knicks do win at 6, I wouldn't be mad at it.
No. Hear me out why I'm saying 6. Okay, and this is why. Because pretty much I've got a couple of things to say on this series. One, this is a rematch from last year. Okay.
Yes.
And it's also a rematch. And it's also a rematch 25 years in the making.
Which went 7 games last year. Of course, Indiana took it in Game 7 when the Knicks fell apart due to injuries. 2, this is the same Indiana squad from last year. They didn't really add to it, this offseason. This is the same squad from Indiana.
Yep.
This Knicks squad is different. Let's just all be honest. Randall's gone, DiVincenzo's gone. No, instead you got to deal with Karl Anthony Towns, who I think is the key for the Knicks in this series. And,
I will counter you by saying I think the key for the series is Mikal Bridges.
That's the other name I was going to mention.
Look at what he did to Boston.
I think
snagged that ball.
I think if Bridges and Towns are on it, they will kill this year. And but here's the deal: the Knicks throughout this playoffs, and I'm going to be fair here. I'm not being deluded. The Knicks throughout this playoffs have played some poor games. That was the first real complete game we saw when they annihilated Boston. That and the Game 4.
And I don't think the Pacers will blow a lead. I don't think the Pacers will blow a lead like Boston.
I don't think the Pacers will blow a lead, but here's the thing. I don't think the Pacers will defend as well as Boston, and I don't think they will score as... yes, they had that huge scoring game against Cleveland in Game 4 when Cleveland just shut the bed. I think the Pacers know this is going to be a really physical game, and I think we're in for a really good series. The key thing, though, for me with Indiana, and this is just me, is I think Indiana has to steal one of these upcoming opening 2 games in Madison Square Garden.
Steal the opening salvo, basically.
Look at the Knicks on the road during this playoffs. They've only lost 1 game. That was, the Game 5 against Boston. I am very confident Knicks will nick 1 in Indiana. I'm very confident, okay? And I think... legitimately, I think this will go 6 because I think the Knicks will close them in 6. That's why, because I think the Knicks will have 1 game where they'll have a bad shooting night, which they've had in each one of these playoff rounds, and I think Indiana might defend home court. That's why I'm going Knicks in 6. If you see where
I
I'm
wouldn't be
coming from.
mad. I wouldn't be mad.
Let me be clear though. If the Knicks defend MSG to start and go 2 up, which will be bad, I believe 3 games will have been played by the time of next week's episode. Correct?
I think so.
Because this game tomorrow, this Friday, and this game thing. I will say this. I will say this. I'm going Knicks in 6. If the Knicks win both MSG games, I am telling you, I am dropping it to Knicks in 5.
Hold on for a second.
I'll go on this one. I'll say Knicks in 5.
Games 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Legitimately, if the Knicks sweep the MSG games, the 2 opening MSG games, I definitely see them, stealing a game in Indiana, which I think will be Game 4. If the Knicks win Game 3, if the Knicks win Game 3, let me be clear. I actually will ask the bar staff, I know we have a ban on him, to put him on this show next week if we sweep. I will make that request.
That's right. Wait a minute. I remember what you said long time ago. You said that they were going to lose in the first round. That didn't happen. Well, it's a possibility that they're still frauds at this point, right?
Here's been the deal with the Pacers. And let me be clear. I have respect for the Pacers for what they did to Cleveland because Cleveland choked.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The thing with the Pacers, though, is... and let me be clear. I do think it's unfair. And by the way, I'm not a Tyrese Halliburton hater. I actually think he's a great player. How the fuck he was 14th most overrated is a joke. And those owners need to be ashamed of themselves, okay? Mm-hmm. That's the truth.
Great. Yeah, most definitely.
Here's a bit of coldness. And this is truth. Indiana will not get out of the fraud conversations unless they win the series. Because, let me explain. Milwaukee. Damian Lillard blew out his ACL. It was just Giannis. Let's just all be honest, okay? They lost the number 2, okay? Cleveland, multiple players, multiple starters of those who were injured going into the second round. This is the first fully healthy team. And this ain't like last year when the Knicks played Indiana, where the Knicks had injuries going in and, lost players due to injury. This is a Knicks at full health. There is no excuse for the Knicks in this series. I think the Knicks are the better team. I think we will win this series. But pretty much for Indiana, this is a proving ground series. Because if you get shellacked by the Knicks, then that fraud token stays with you. I'm sorry, it's truth.
Let me hold on, Jim. Let me back in.
I don't think Indy are frauds, but like I've got to be truthful. I've got to be going.
Yeah,
but thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Take care.
thanks for joining us. I was about to say, because we're about 11 minutes from the top of the hour. Haku, go ahead and get your pick in.
He's not a big basketball guy.
Oh,
Haku's not a big basketball guy, but you know what, Carter? I'm gonna make you wait a little bit because I have a pettiness to get out. So I need you to play a certain song.
Oh boy, here we go.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my 5 list of players who aggravate me for no other reason other than they aggravate me.
Oh
no, boy, here we go.
All right, let's run it down.
Kevin Durant is number 5 because of course he still has to be here. Because for some reason, downplaying defense in the NBA was the thing he decided to do. And it got him cooked by a comedian for no reason. You know what he would also benefit from doing, though? Ignoring people on social media. Because you know the kind of reactions that you get, especially knowing who you are. You know, you would do better ignoring people like me. You want to talk shit for the sake of talking shit. But, you know, probably rubs off that bald-ass chrome dome of yours. Well, we're going to leave that alone. You and LeBron frustrate me for a multitude of reasons. It just feels like you don't like this idea of playing with a team that's not too reliant on superstars, especially 3. But you know, we'll leave that alone. Number 4. Hello, James Harden. You dropped down the list a little bit. Congratulations. But you're still on the list because who in the hell loses 4 Game 7s with 4 different NBA teams? How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you perform badly in 4 consecutive Game 7s with under 30% shooting? How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you explain that? How do you rationalize failure on that level? How do you underperform in deep playoff series? You'll play good in the first game, but then by the time it's Game 7, you're playing like you don't know what to do anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You got Kawhi Leonard out here doing everything in his power to keep y'all up, and you're not showing up. Seems like you're the problem, Mr. Harden, but we're going to leave you alone because you're not number 3. Number 3 is Draymond Green.
Oh, shit.
Darth Mule. The second most aggravating NBA player, at least for me personally, although I will say he gets a pass because he's at number 3. But it doesn't excuse the fact that he's a foulaholic. Just likes beating up people for no other reason other than he can. Hey, Jordan Poole, how's your face doing? Oh, wait, Draymond punched it. We know why. And it's like you get a pass because you're on Golden State. You're with Steph Curry. So you'll get a pass, even though you're a violent mule who should really learn to keep some of his comments to himself, especially when you start saying, ooh, I'm the angry black man that they want to target. No, people would stop targeting you if you quit fouling people, kicking people in the dick, trying to choke people out. You know, play like a normal person. Number 2, Ben Simmons. Because why are you still here? What have you done since
Clippers.
What have you done since you joined the Clippers? How have you
Nothing.
fallen off so badly compared to your first 4 years in the NBA? You were a #1 draft pick. You were a #1 draft pick. And you feel like one of the biggest disappointing #1 draft picks in NBA history. How does Bronny James have more three-pointers than you do? How? You've been in the league longer, and Bronny already has more three-pointers than you? Disgraceful. Not to mention, Doc Rivers doesn't even seem to think that an NBA team could win a championship with you. Look at that. The LA Clippers proved them right. That's crazy. But luckily for you, Ben Simmons, you're not #1. Because #1 is Joel Embiid.
That's not a shot.
Not surprised.
Mr. Embiid, why do you aggravate me so much? You've missed nearly 50% of your games over your entire career, and you still make $300 million, or pretty close to it. And I'm sitting here wondering, do you know how many people would bend over backwards to make half of your money to play the amount of games you played? You've played like 453 games, and you've missed 400. What kind of numbers is that? And you're supposed to be a superstar? You flop a lot for no reason. You foul a lot for no reason. You're almost as big as a fouler as Draymond Green, if not a bit worse. You had that stupid MVP debacle with Kendrick Perkins and Nikola Jokic. And not to mention, you're capable of making this team good. When you're healthy, when you're out there, you can score. You can score your butt off. But you're not there when the team needs you. Over and over again. How are you missing nearly 50% of your total career games? And you're nearly making $300 million in your entire career. What are we doing here? Please, please, you can't figure it out. Or if you're so hurt that you can't play anymore, please retire. Please. I'm begging you. You and Ben Simmons both need to go. Because quite frankly, seeing y'all waste money that people here would bend over backwards for kind of annoys me. Now you can get to the cat.
Pick it up. Well,
what did we learn on the show tonight, Greg?
I hate wasted potential. That's what we learned today.
ain't that the truth?
But it gets even worse. I've been hearing the rumor mill that the Sixers are looking to trade their draft pick and more for Durant.
Carter, you might want to end this podcast.
Yeah,
right.
Put this out. First and foremost, Game 4 of the Knicks Pacers series will be played next Tuesday.
Game 1, you mean?
Well, no, I was trying to say Game 4 is next Tuesday.
Okay.
Game 4 is next Tuesday. Game
Game
1 is tomorrow. And of course, Game 1 between the Timberwolves and Thunder is about to get ready to tip off in a few minutes. Also, the Hurricanes and the Panthers and Hurricanes, they're about to get ready to do battle.
Just a bit of a scoring update, as I just saw when I went to change up my cartridge. Well, just the cartridge part. 1-0 Yankees. The Bombers struck first blood in the third inning.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to point this out. We thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, John. Thank you, Haku.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm going to give, as I did with Hit Kid, I'm going to give Hako some love to his promotion. Go check out Dream Pro Wrestling over at his YouTube channel, same name. Hako does a lot of great work with his promotion. It is being seen all over Virtual Wrestling United and now across the Power Org Network as well. He does lots of great work with his promotion. It's a mix of HLR and AI versus AI. He does great work. His storylines are fantastic. So we highly recommend go check out Dream Pro Wrestling at his official YouTube channel, Dream Pro Wrestling. So please go check him out.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, thank you so much for joining us here this evening. If you like what you see, by all means, please subscribe to our channel. like this video, share this video, and when you do subscribe to our channel, please hit the bell so that you will know whenever
Son of a big net.
I want to thank Hako, want to thank Gerg, want to thank Jamal, want to thank Matt. Want to thank everybody for joining us here on the podcast this evening. I've been first one to tell you, here we are. Oh, by the way, we got Memorial Day is coming up. You know what that means? Almost time for the Indy 500 this weekend.
Yeah, annual tradition will continue, and not only with the Indy 500 in Indianapolis, but the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte. It's the longest race of the year on the NASCAR calendar, and it's the greatest race of the year for IndyCar. So you got yourself a good weekend coming up for sports world.
Absolutely, and let me also bring this up: the WNBA Stardust season over the weekend.
Full swing. So
yep. So, by the way, welcome Golden State Valkyries to the WNBA.
Yay! Good luck on your inaugural season, Valkyries. You're in a tough conference in the West. Let's see how you do. Let's see how you do when you're on.
Now,
when you're
one
on-
other
in your
thing
baby
we are
year.
talking about NASCAR.
Hold on. Also, let me also bring this up because I know we didn't bring it up last week. We can officially call the Utah Hockey Club the Utah Mammoth.
Yeah, the Utah Mammoth tossed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they want to be known as the Utah Yeti, but unfortunately, the Yeti cooler company decided to say no.
No.
Yeah, they decided to be a bunch of sourpuss.
You know what?
Agreed.
Whoa. I just want to point this out. I think the Mammoth can work. I mean,
definitely. And
there
if you
is
saw
history, there is histories of mammoth in Utah, so it is.
Yes, I'll be looking forward to seeing the Mammoth and the Predators do battle this next season. Very cool.
And if you actually look closely at their new logo, like me and Hako did, there is a lot of Easter eggs there. So we highly recommend go check out the
I'll
logo.
check that out in a minute.
Yeah, because you know something? Because when I saw the Mammoth logo, I see trees in that logo. With the Mammoth, kind of reminds me of the old Utah Jazz logo that they had.
And like there's of course there's the obvious mountains, and then there's this outline of Utah in it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of great
Easter eggs.
Yeah, so I think that really
secrets.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. Thanks to the folks that are. I forgot about thanking Jeffrey for joining us on our podcast.
Yeah, go check out. I'm going to give a shout out as well to Jeffrey Albritton, the owner and founder of Shock Nation Wrestling. Go check out Shock Nation Wrestling. I do believe he's still on the road to his big event, Shockmania, which is coming out very soon. He does great work as well, part of the Power Work Network. He does some great work. Go check out his YouTube channel over at Shock Nation Wrestling. And he's good, some great works. If you don't, you might be getting a tech from the Tech Master.
Well, I just want to point this out because we're gonna make this quick because something tells me Jacob is late because Jacob's gonna be a little bit late for his sweet cherry pie concert.
Har.
But go ahead, take us home, Jacob.
Thank you very much. Hard to believe it, boys. We made it. 175 episodes down of the VWU Sports Podcast. We are now just 25 away from the big 200. Big 200, and we are still going strong and going good. And honestly, I don't think this train is ever going to stop because we are having so much fun doing it. Honestly, and we got so much to cover here, and we're just hitting the month of May as well. And trust me when I say this, the month of May is still going to give us a lot more because, like we said, Memorial Day weekend is upon us, which means the biggest events in the speed world is about the Bell, the Indianapolis and Charlotte with the Coca-Cola 600 for NASCAR, and of course the Indy 500 in Indianapolis, and of course tonight we drop the puck with the conference finals with the East, and tomorrow night we start, and of course the NBA conference finals as well. It's safe to say a lot of stories is about to be unwound and told throughout these next 7 games between all four of these teams. But only 2 will advance to the finals, their respective finals. Who will be dancing in the NBA finals and who will be dancing in the Stanley Cup finals? There's so much more to talk, so much to talk about. And trust me when I say this is going to be amazing. Then, of course, the MLB. We're just about to wrap up in the month of May, which means we're now going to be 2 months down through our March till October, which means the stories are getting bigger, and the teams are about to get sent into our drives to find out who's going to be dancing for the Commissioner's Trophy. And then, of course, yes, as Coach said, the F1 circus is continuing on. They just finished their first of 2 Italian Grand Prix with the Romania Grand Prix at Imola, and they're continuing their circus as well. And of course, the NFL is during their off season, and we're still going to keep track of it, no matter how hard we try to ignore it. But that's besides the point. If you like what you saw from episode 175, do us all a favor. Subscribe to the VWU Sports Podcast channel. If you like this video, then like this video and share it across all social media platforms. That being, of course, Facebook, Twitter, and Blue Sky. We don't touch Instagram and TikTok for 2 reasons. One, Instagram is too toxic even for us, and TikTok is, well, TikTok. And if you want to be notified when we go live, like I said, every Tuesday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on our YouTube channel, then by all means, hit the bell.
Hit the bell. There we go.
Thank you very much, and you'll be notified when we go live and on the air. Until then, we need to go get ready for some high playoff action and continue what's going on the diamond. Until then, for our good buddies Jeffrey, Kako, Kurok, Matt, Hit Kid, and Jamal, for our executive producer Jose, and for my boss Brandon and Carter, this is JB. We are signing off. We will see you guys next week for episode 176 of the VW Sports Podcast. Until then, y'all stay safe, and you have yourselves a good night, everybody.
Bye.